What is up, investors? It is Miles with Miles G Investments, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Senseonics, ticker symbol SENS. This thing is about to rocket and has taken off today massively. There is some big news about this thing, that this thing could be the next GME, the next GameStop stock, because it is being shorted heavily. And it is, of course, a penny stock, but we believe that this stock has some massive potential to the upside in the short term. So make sure you guys stay tuned until the end to find out what is going to be happening with this stock. And I'm going to be breaking this thing down on a technical level, so stay tuned. All right, before we get into today's video, make sure you guys hit that like button if you enjoy the video today, and subscribe if you have not done so already. That is, if you are interested in my channel, because I put out videos every single week, several of them covering some of the highest growth stock opportunities and best ways to make money. So I also cover cryptocurrencies and these stocks that are on fire. So if you're interested, make sure you hit that subscribe button before we get started. Additionally, I created a Discord where you guys can reach out and talk to me if you guys have any questions with any of these stocks or cryptocurrencies that I put out. And if you're interested in my personal finance coaching, which can be gained through my Patreon, the links for that are below. All right, guys, so taking a look at Senseonics, we saw that in today's close, we closed at 13% in the green. And additionally, at this very moment, we are up 5% after hours. So we have seen some massive buying power into this thing, because it is being talked about on Wall Street bets, and the word that this short float is pretty big is getting around. Even on, there's an article I'm gonna show you guys by Benzinga Pro, where they cover that Senseonics could be possibly the next GameStop, being shorted so heavily. So this thing is a penny stock, but it is not only a penny stock, it's not only shorted, it is a good stock. It is a great stock. It was like 50 cents last year, 60 cents or so when I bought it. And this thing has, it's almost nearly $3. So we have seen a lot of growth in this stock within a short period of time. But what they do is they're actually a company that creates a diabetes machine, where they create an implantable device that can give the glucose and does a glucose reading. So their machine and their technology is certainly revolutionary, and just this machine alone is going to be bringing a lot more investors and a lot more institutions that are going to be buying this thing up at such a cheap price, because they have received several FDA approvals on their products, and they are about to get another FDA approval, which is going to shoot this thing to like $10 to $20, who knows, maybe even $30, and bring this thing up to the moon. And that's without the whole short float, and that's without all of this hype getting into it. So just in the short term, and even in the relative long term, this thing is a good investment. It is a good hold. And also, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this article by Benzinga. It says 10 short squeeze candidates under $10. And it's talking about AMC, it's talking about BlackBerry, it's talking about Express. But if we scroll down, there's a list of several stocks that are shorted heavily. And Clovis is one of them. And Clovis is one of the top ones. And then the second one, look at this, Senseonics, 30% of its float is traded short. So that means that these retail investors can come in and attack Wall Street, attack these big shorts, and bring this thing up to the moon. However, it's not going to see the type of movement that GameStop had, because GameStop was shorted 150% of the outstanding shares. How is that possible? I still don't even know. I still haven't figured that out, and I think there's a lot of people that are still trying to figure that out. But that is where the SEC is getting involved and going to be investigating these big money Wall Street people that are potentially doing some illegal things, and they are getting discovered, and this is bringing them out to the light. All right, there's been another great piece of news that has come out today, and it says Senseonics announces initiation of European commercial efforts by partner Essentia Diabetes Care. So basically, they've come out with a partnership by a company that is the leader in the whole diabetes industry in Europe. Essentia, they have partnered with Senseonics, and they help to spread and propagate some of Senseonics products, especially this machine that is about to be patented in the very short term. So if we just look at briefly some of the pieces of the article, we can see that Essentia markets its devices in over 125 countries across the world, and they are based out of Switzerland. But what they're going to be doing is they're going to be bringing this device to further countries and more throughout Europe, especially where they have a great stronghold. So that is going to help Senseonics to get a greater market share within the industry, and it's going to help bring more investors and more people aware of this amazing revolutionary device that Senseonics has created for diabetes patients. So as I have said, just without the short squeeze and all this hype, even in the relative short term, this thing is going to be going to the moon, and we could easily see 100% gains in the next 60 days. So I'm going to be buying more shares even up at these levels, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the technical chart and look at the possible movements of Senseonics. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at a technical chart analysis, and we are going to be breaking down its next possible movements. So technical chart analysis, we can use patterns, and we can create patterns, and we can see levels of support and resistance, and this can give us sniper entries for entries into purchasing a stock. We can use it to buy options. We can use it to short a stock, because we can see that this line that I have drawn down here, that this is our level of support, and it has not surpassed that. It has not gone below that. So most likely it's going to continue in this channel and not surpass that level of support unless something dramatic happens to the company and the stock. And by using patterns, patterns are a psychological, and they're also an emotionally proven thing. So basically we can use patterns, and it will basically predict, it's very accurate, the next movements of the stock. And by predicting accurately the movements of a stock, whether it's going to be going up or down, it can help us to make the best entry so that we can make the most profit in a trade or purchasing a long-term investment. So the pattern that we have here, I drew a line on the tops of these candles, and that is the level of resistance. It is where the candle or the wick has touched at some point the highest point, and that is our level of resistance where it was not able to surpass. So if we draw a level from the top level of resistance to the last level of resistance, we can see that it is not breaking out of the level of resistance yet. So by putting the level of resistance and the support here, we create what is called a symmetrical triangle pattern. And generally, a symmetrical triangle pattern is neither bullish nor bearish. However, depending on what part the price movement, as we are seeing this price movement after hours break out of this symmetrical triangle, it is showing us a bullish pattern. So whenever the pattern is broken out to the upside and broken up through a bullish movement, it is most likely going to be bullish for the next trading day or the next trading movement or the next candles. And whenever it breaks out of this pattern right here and makes another candle, depending on the type of candle we're looking at, a 4-hour chart, it can tell us that that is a confirmation point that is for sure in a bullish pattern, and it's going to continue that way for a period of time. So that is where, as a trader, you can make some money knowing the entries and the exits. So currently we're looking at this price movement, and at one point we hit nearly $4. So we're trading at $2.83. It's most likely I've created another resistance line right here. This is one of our last level of resistance at the $3.24 mark. We're going to come up and test this, and however many candles it's going to be, most likely we're going to test it in the short term, maybe tomorrow, maybe after hours. We're going to come up and test it, and if we can break above this level of resistance and create another candle and close and create another candle above this level of resistance, that also shows a bullish pattern, and that we're going to continue on the upstream and on the upwards momentum. So based on a technical chart analysis, this is a buy for me, and I would continue to purchase even at these levels. It's best to always buy in the dips, not necessarily when it's rising, but this is showing us a bullish pattern. And as people and investors in hype of the short float is getting around, with the coming FDA approval, this is a great opportunity to buy, because even in the long term, if you can hold on for several months, 6 months to a year, you can most likely make at least 100% profit. So that is my opinion, and that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be purchasing and adding to my shares of Senseonics even at these levels, because I'm expecting a big move to the upside. I appreciate you guys so much for all of your support, and if you like today's video, please make sure to hit that like button, as it helps to support and grow my channel. And if you're interested in this type of content, stocks, growth stocks, cryptocurrencies, this is the channel for you, so you make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much and have a great night.